make sure this work phone is on silent for they lose their mind.
You just heard mine.
All right, we are live. Welcome everybody to the USDN, where we are for the people, by the people, and of the people.
It's a trap!
Hello there. Sorry about that. My computer completely froze and I had to reload the site. But before we dive like knee deep into tonight's episode, we're just going to take a few seconds and remember the contributions of James Earl Jones and Peter Renaday, who, if you don't know, was the voice of the 1987 Master Splinter for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I'm Master and I are listening to the USDN on the DFPN.
And we are back. Thank y'all for that. Is that not the coolest thing ever?
Is that his voice changing mask? Is that the helmet he has that changes the voice, or?
I'm not sure how he did it. I know he's been playing with AI and incorporating that into it as well.
Okay.
But Frank D sends me all kinds of golden goodies like that, and sometimes he lets me keep them, sometimes he don't. But on tonight's
he just dangles it like a carrot. Like
he does. He really does. He goes, "Hey, if you want something special, just let me know." I'm like, "Oh, damn, I can't think of nothing special right now. Shit." So I got to remember. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. But tonight, on a very special edition of USDN, we are going to be discussing Terminator Zero, the 8-episode series from Netflix and their newest contribution to the anime world. And joining me tonight, very special guests from the Queens of Nerds, Jen, for the first time in almost a year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have Mac, aka your boy.
What up? What up?
From Eat the Cake, in the Smoke Pit, and the Prove Me Wrong. Am I leaving anything out?
Nope.
All right. Last but not least. Oh, damn it. Did I forget one?
No. Just all over the place. Yeah.
You really are. And I have Amanda Rivas from the Pop Break, and she is the host of a handful of shows there that I cannot name them all, but she is all over the place over there.
All the things.
All of the shows.
All of them.
All the things.
All of the things.
It's so great to be here. I'm excited. It's good to be back with Mac, and it's good to meet you, Jen.
Nice to meet you too.
Annie Else podcast. I've been catching, of course, fellow anime. Got to listen to Eat the Cake, and of course,
exactly.
Got to support my fellow girls. We're big fans of Queens.
Aw, thanks.
Too.
So I did notice that the Pop Break beat me by a day on the release of Terminator Zero.
A little bit. We record ahead of time, though.
I know, but still, y'all beat me to it. But it was cool. It was cool. I gave y'all the daps for it. I was like, all right.
The beautiful thing is there's so much to unpack and discuss about this show. Like multiple shows can be done on this and just talk about different aspects of it. So,
and it helps people bring more people to Terminator Zero. So I'm here telling everybody about it. I know I'm sure we'll talk about it, but it's like, hey, if I have a great anime, I want everybody to know.
Exactly. And it's rare that the chairman, actually dive headfirst into any real anime. So for me to dive headfirst into this and go start to finish, it was something special. And speaking of special, let's talk about that storyline. And I'll give y'all the brief synopsis for those of you who haven't watched it yet. It is caught between the future and this past is a soldier sent back in time to change the fate of humanity. She arrives in 1997 to protect a scientist named Malcolm Lee, who works to launch a new AI system designed to compete with Skynet's impending attack on humanity. As Malcolm navigates the moral complexities of his creation, he is haunted by an unrelenting assassin from the future, which forever alters the fate of his 3 children. Where the hell does that sound familiar from?
Terminator.
Yeah.
Ooh, Terminator. Yeah, Terminator. Yeah.
A little.
It's just like every other Terminator out there, but this is a anime, and Japan goes, "Hey, we like Terminator, but we're gonna put our little spin on it," and it worked for me. I don't know about how it worked for y'all, but what were y'all's first impressions? Like, you turned it on, you started watching it. What were your first thoughts on the beginning of this season or the series?
Ladies first.
We can start with Jen in the corner,
Okay.
in the upper left.
Well, of course, when Jeff is like, "You guys got to check out Terminator Zero," I was like, "Jeff's watching anime? What? Okay, well, definitely have to check this out."
I was excited about it. Like, I was like in the chat, "You gotta watch it, guys."
Damn near in all caps. I'm like, guys. I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll check it out." I was like, "Oh shit, this is pretty good." You know, my initial impression was it kind of reminded me, bear with me, of Parasite the Maximum, Parasite the Gray, where you see, if you guys have watched those animes, one's kind of based in Japan and the other one's kind of based in Korea. Sorry if I'm
Parasite the
ruining
Gray
anything.
is in Korea. I watched the live action. It was really good.
Yeah. And I like this one because it's kind of showing what's going on in Japan. So it's not just, the United States that's kind of worried and has people from the future going back and trying to figure out a solution to like what's going on with Skynet. And that was my first thought of like, oh, this is really cool. We get to see like a different like country's perspective and like what they're doing. And I really enjoyed that. I love the fact that it was English subtitles, because any anime fan, those English dubs can like make or break an anime. Because if they're terrible, I'm just like, I can't. I'm like, where's the dub for? I have to watch the subtitles. I'm like, I can't stand these actors. I mean, sometimes like it doesn't even like correlate at all. Like if you watch enough, you start picking up. I'm like, that's not what he said. That's totally not what he said.
But hey, we had some notable voice actors in this one, though. We had Rosario Dawson, Timothy Oliphant, and Andre Holland, Sumali Montano, Sonoya Mizuno were the like 5 that I could like visually like see their names. I'm like, oh, okay. I kind of I know who they are, especially Timothy Oliphant and Rosario Dawson.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Amanda, your turn. You're up.
Yeah, I got really excited when I first saw the announcement that Timothy Oliphant was attached and was going to be the Terminator. I was like, okay, I'm here. I'm hooked. Y'all swung and y'all swung big. And I'm here because he's amazing and everything. The Hitman fan in me just like cried before and then it was like Cobb Banth like right after. But I'm like Hitman forever first. So I was like, I'm here for it. I'm excited. The trailer was great. The trailer it was so eye-catching, and just it felt like the first 2 Terminator movies. It gave that same energy, that same vibe. I was like, okay, we're here. It's giving me, I like where this is going. And then when I saw those first opening seconds, oh my gosh, just how intense, how amazing. I was like, this is dark. It's going to be heavy, and I'm ready. I'm ready. This made in those first few seconds, the Terminator felt menacing again.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I'm
yes.
like, I'm here.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I'm like, I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna watch it all the way through. And that's what we did. We sat, we watched. Brandon was like, "What's happening over this?" My boyfriend, what's happening over there? And then he sat down and he's like, "Whoa!" And I was like, "Yeah." So I'm really, really excited about it, and just, I mean, I really, really was impressed right off the bat.
Shout out to the Brandalorian. Real quick. We know he's out there probably hustling in the wrestling ring right now. So shout out to him.
Thank you.
Mac, what you got?
So Netflix will bring a lot of properties over and be like, it's an anime, and you can dissect it and get into the weeds and seas and be like, that's not really an anime, or this is an anime. But at the end of the day, you mess around and I'm looking and I'm just like, okay, you got Matts and Tomlin behind this, right? So already I'm intrigued. My man did work on the Batman and a few other films. So I'm like, okay, but then you pair that up with I think it's production IG, probably one of the up and coming anime studios. I mean, they've been around for a while, but recently they've just been getting love because they are the anime company or animation company behind Kaiju number 8, which is one of the most popular animes that are around. They've done work on Fate Grand Order, Kokoro's Basketball, Haiku, Ghost in the Shell. So they've done a lot of work. So you're bringing an actual anime studio to do this with the writing of Matt and Tomlin. And like you said, I look at the cast and I see Timothy Oliphant on it. And I've been a fan of his since Deadwood back on HBO, which I felt should have gotten like a better send off than it did before they just wrapped that show up.
I'm still disappointed about that, by the way.
Yeah, they tried to come back with a movie to try to tie it, and I'm just like, bro, just give us a legit like last season. Don't do this movie tie-up stuff. But, overall, I 100% what Amanda said. Terminator shows up on the scene, and I'm just like, it's a legit threat. I think the last 6 legit Terminator movies in theaters were like not it.
Hot garbage.
The last one I was kind of like okay was the one that had Christian Bale in it. I forget what that one was called.
Oh,
Salvation. Yeah,
Salvation.
Connor all grown up. Yeah,
and I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about this. It had the dude Sam whatever from Avatar is like
Worthington.
Yeah, as one. And then it just went downhill. They kept going to get Arnold. Then they tried to bring in Linda Hamilton back for her role as Sarah Connor in the Genesis, I believe it was.
Yeah, she did reprise in the TV series.
So I'm like that, I'm out of it, and then comes this, and I'm just like, well, thank you. A quick 8 episodes.
It was fresh.
8 episode, a little over 4 hours in total. Tell an awesome story from start to finish. One little arc, and I was like, this is dope.
And like original characters too. I like the fact that all the characters are like original, and it's not just like talking about like not that I minded it, but yeah, talking about John Connor again. That's like, oh, great.
No, I 100% agree with that. It was the first trailer when the Terminator is a predecessor to the T-800, and when he's wearing the police outfit, you see him doing that, and you see him holding the big automatic machine gun. I was like, all right, money, I'm in. That's all I needed, like the throwbacks to the originals, and I was like, all right, cool. And then Timothy Oliphant, of course. And then like the episode 1, they were like, oh, and Rosario Dawson. I'm like, Rosario Dawson? They should have said that from the beginning. Because I don't ever remember seeing her in any of the mention of her in the trailers or anything. It was just like, oh, and Rosario Dawson. I'm like,
smart. It's smart though. It's smart though, because it's an extra hook. Now I appreciate that Netflix didn't give everything away right off the bat.
This is true.
It's nice to be surprised.
Indeed.
So here's a quick, did you know this Terminator, like previous Terminators before it, released on Judgment Day, August 29th, which is great to know that I was born on Judgment Day.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
So are you a Terminator?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Are you related to the Connors by any chance?
I had to come if you asked him. Oh my god. That's what anxiety. I'm like, what if he says yes? Shit.
I would have probably just like ended the show right there. Just like, okay, you know my secret now. Shit.
I was waiting for your eyes to go a little red or something. I'm like, God damn it.
Only in photos and only when I've been drinking.
Only in photos. That's where the red eye really comes from.
Yes, Jeff Connor. I saw that in the comments.
Freaking EJ, man. EJ, don't be giving away all the secrets, man. Just because we've drank together, you can't just be giving them all away.
Did
Right.
it.
Do the cool de-sleeving arm trick, would you?
Yo, we can. Hey, y'all want to talk about the cool little when he put the
crossbow in the
crossbow in the
Oh.
forearm? He peeled it back and put the crossbow in his arm that shot freaking like big, spike nails.
low key, the crossbow was the scariest weapon that the guy had. He'd walk around with dual
Yeah.
50 cals and stuff, but when he was like, I'm like, bro, get out of here before you get.
Dude, that scene, I think it was like episode 3, no, or episode 2, when he was putting that thing in. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, all right.
Look
Yeah,
at you
it's just-
upgrade. I'm getting
Yeah,
a
exactly.
Armbow upgrade.
Like, he didn't just like upgrade, but he upgraded multiple times throughout 8 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, all right, cool. So this is something different. And that was cool. They brought something different to the table for this.
And you never saw any other Terminators upgrade. You saw them like maintain, like they could fix themselves. They could use different stuff like that. Not that I don't know if you guys can remember, but I don't ever remember any of the other ones like upgrading. I just remember them like doing like damage, like battlefield, like medic, like, oh damn it, I got
Well,
fixed
their
my arm
upgrades
now.
were more like in between films, like from the T800 in the first one.
Right.
Yeah, to the T1. Yeah.
And you're just like, man, this dude is like liquid metal. It gets no better than that, like he can just make his arm into a weapon or whatever and all that stuff. So to see this one kind of evolve and adapt to continue its mission, I thought that was pretty cool too.
And it was just a savage way to go.
Oh,
I don't know, there was just something very visceral about using the crossbow, and just the actual deaths that occurred by it were just straight up savage. And I think
Oh
that just
yeah,
made
that scene in
everything-
the scene in the police department was probably the most savage.
that was a nice throwback too.
It was
Kind of like being like with the first Terminator when he goes into like the police department and shoots it up.
He was also throwing his voice too, like changing his voice and doing all those things. And
I'm kind of low key sad that they didn't insert the dad joke like you just got nailed. I'm like, come on, that was perfect. Like 80s
that was
throwback. Like, you
that
could have
is
did
I
that.
don't know. That
You
would have looked
could've-
creepy. I think with
Just-
the way he looked with his face, like just like
One good Arnold one-liner, just
Yeah. don't ask for much. Just give us the one
right.
when he crushed the hedge. Yeah.
You're out of time. Like, oh, why didn't you do it? Come on.
Or carrying a box of roses underneath his arms with a sawed-off shotgun in it. Come on. We just needed the one good one-liner.
Exactly.
Like he didn't even really talk until the very last episode in the finale, when he finally explained what he was actually there to do. Like, yeah, I need to kill Malcolm Lee, the father who invented
Kokoro.
Yes, thank you. And but this is what I'm really here for, is my fail safe is this. So, but how did y'all, did y'all catch that in the beginning? Did y'all catch that Malcolm was also from the future? Or did y'all catch it when everybody caught it? Like, I think it was like episode 3 or 4.
I went out of my way to avoid anybody who saw it and was posting any kind of spoilers. I just wanted to embrace it and just absorb it. And when the plot twist came, be actually surprised by it, which I was. And I was like, bro, this is very, very well done.
Like I didn't see that coming.
Complete circle. the tie-ins from the future to the past, and then at the end, you're related to this person did that, and you're just like, oh my gosh, like continue. And then it's like episode 8 is done. Did you like it? Love it? When Netflix hits you with that, when your series is over, you're like,
yeah, where's my season 2? Tell me you're
I
doing
love
my
it. Give
season
me
2.
more.
I know.
But very well done.
Yeah, I just loved how they didn't. There was nothing at all between, and I'm going to forget her name, but Aiko. There it is, Aiko and Malcolm. Like there was no recognition on their part. Like there was nothing on her end to give it away.
Right.
And I thought that was nice. That was a nice way to sell that. So when it did hit, it was
Mhm.
like, oh, like I was at the edge of my seat, like, oh, what? No, what?
Yeah.
And I was like, thank you for surprising me. I need more of this in my life. Please keep
100%.
going.
100%.
So when was it Aiko who was not Aiko, I'm sorry, Misaki.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all have any idea that Misaki was AI or an android?
There was always something funny about her that I can never quite put my finger on. Like it was just, especially with the way Malcolm treated her. I was just like, damn, dude, like you're a little harsh.
Calm the fuck down, bro.
I know he's like barking orders and like giving. I'm like, dang man, she's not a toaster oven. Be nice. And then I was like,
and then you're like, oh wait, she is a toaster.
Maybe she is. Dude, yeah, but you know what though? Like with I'm not going to say her name because she's going to be like, what do you want? I'm not talking to you right now. I told her thank you. She turns the lights off. I'm like, hey, thanks, girl. She's like, no problem, just doing my job. And I'm like, you could be nice. Like, my gosh. But no, I always thought something was kind of funny with her, but until she got her like arm ripped off, then I was like, oh
yeah.
I was like, didn't see it, just thought something was weird. That's all. Didn't think
she was always kind of off, like like her mannerisms, the whole thing. When Malcolm just completely ripped her a new one, she didn't put up a fight, she didn't argue. Like I'm expecting a female or a woman or any other person would be like, what the hell did you say to me?
Yeah. It's like Eric said, like she had like almost like a flat affect.
Yes.
Kind of. Like maybe that's what kind of seemed a little off about her that I noticed.
Yeah, I always found it funny that she was so fascinated with like her blood and kept staring, and I was like, okay, there's something definitely out here. She's far more fascinated with it than normal. And I wondered, I didn't think her storyline was going to go in the direction it did, and I loved it. Like another pleasant surprise, and probably my favorite part. But I was like, she has to be some kind of, and they kept bringing in those other machines that looked at the machine that didn't recognize her, didn't acknowledge her. I was like, she's got to be part machine, or there's something there. Is the first, and then she kept staring at her blood, and I was like, okay, I think she is somehow some part cyborg or something. But I think they threw enough out there, but then they got you at the end, which I loved.
They really did, and I like the way they did it. They kind of dropped enough hints, but not enough there to really pick it up.
Yeah.
And her affection for the little robot cat kind of was also one of those where you're like, what's her weird thing with this robot cat?
Well, I mean that
was for the youngest daughter, for the daughter.
Aspect of the show was the children at first, right? I'm just like, they're just like any show where it's like the parents like, well, I gotta go to work. Like obviously it'll be like, we're supposed to hang out, but I gotta go to work, things come up and they're just like, whatever, dad, I hate you, dad. Like I'm just like, here we go with this thing again. Like the kids hate the dad because the mom's gone, and it was like the cliche thing for the conflict within the family. And then the MacGuffin, which was the kid in the Canerco or whatever it was, leading them out of the house when the Terminator shows up to get the kids, and now it's like a wild goose chase after the kids. But they did, like I said, at the end of the show, like I ended up being like, I can see why the kids acted the way they did now, especially the oldest son, Kenta, who I was just like, this dude's a complete asshole at the beginning. Like, you are just worse and worse. Like, your sister's just like, I love this cat. Let me take it apart. Like, bro, chill the fuck out, man. Like, but like I said, towards the end, when you get to that twist ending, the plot twist, when you figure out why the Terminator was after him, wanting to take him and not the other kids, to try to blackmail Malcolm to let him in to take down Kokoro and all that stuff. So at first I'm just like, you could take any of these other kids. He was just fixated on Kenta.
Yeah.
At the end, that one, the whole reveal of why, I thought that was pretty cool.
We all hated Kenta at first.
Too. Yeah.
Down with Kenta. Yeah. I did think that was weird. I'm like, why do you keep going for him? Keeps like taking him, throwing him over his shoulder, and I'm like,
he's literally he wants to take you apart, dude.
Yeah.
He's obsessed with taking robots apart. You really want to bring that kid back?
Yeah, that kid was not doing anything to that Terminator, I'll tell you that much.
No,
Yeah.
I did like the fact that they presented him as a Terminator. He wasn't soft. He was
mission driven. Whatever it took to get the mission done, he was going to do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he did not BS when he talked about, there was no emotional connection there. It's here's why I'm here.
Here's the facts.
Exactly. And I think my only thing though is I wish they would have let a little bit more of that reasoning and purpose, the explanation of that maybe go through like an episode or two longer. Because then I feel like Kenta's kind of crank of the dial here would have been hit home a lot harder. It was still as good. But especially with the Terminator at the end, like getting swarmed by the other bots and just getting crushed.
The Enos.
It would have, I think those moments would have hit harder a little bit because it would have made you question more about who's actually telling the truth. Is the Terminator lying?
The scene where, he actually takes Kenta and he's handcuffed and you see him like reloading his guns and stuff. Like if he would have started explaining it then.
Right.
And kind of, because I think that would have let Kenta kind of
let it marinate.
He probably would have twisted it the other way because he would have had time to think about that without the emotional reaction of, I saw my dad die just now. You were, beating up, all this other stuff, threatening this, that, and the third, because he was almost at that point. But, we'll get to the point where Malcolm, as smart as he was, like the sacrifices he made in the future to come back to the past, like it's just, he was like, this was all or nothing for him. Like this was his last resort.
So let's jump into that. Let's jump into Malcolm's backstory. I mean, we find out that Malcolm is a scientist from the future who has already witnessed the Skynet take over everything.
Yep.
And Misaki is actually his very first attempt at Kokoro, basically. And he basically murders his I don't want to say it's a military because it wasn't military.
Repurposes.
It's like a resistance.
His resistant leaders and his resistant comrades, as they said. And he's like, okay, now's our time. And you realize, like, he opens his shower curtain. He's built a freaking time machine to go back into the future. I'm sorry, go back into the past so he could start writing the future.
But the thing that kills me about Malcolm, though, is the whole time, like, he's talking to, like, Kokoro, she's asking, like, give me a reason why I should help you save humanity. Give me a reason. He's like, I can't. And I'm like, you have three things. Your children that ultimately ends up working in the end. That she sees that love that he has for his kids, although he kind of screwed up with Kenta. I'm like, you really should have opened that door, bro. Just saying. But I'm like, and that's all Kokoro wanted. Like, she saw all the bad things that humanity had. Like, I wish that he would have just shown his love. It's kind of like
he had to save it. Like, it was like,
because he was like, look at my kids now, and his kids are just being jerks. She'd have been like, bro,
I don't blame you.
Kids.
She goes watch. She zooms in, and there's Kenta, like, trying to take apart the cat.
This isn't enough nukes for what the hell. More nukes. So
especially on that kid.
Yeah, I think
That one on his head.
the wildest part is like how capable Kokoro was
Yeah.
without even being online and connected to any. That was self-contained, and I think
Yep.
Malcolm didn't tell because he wanted her to come to that conclusion herself. He wanted her to have free will, like when he made a Masaki.
Masaki.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not naming you. You come up with your name. I'm not telling you anything because that was his whole thing. Because Skynet was deliberately telling things what to do. You know, he was like, I'm gonna create an AI and have it have free will, and he was able to. Like, it took the sacrifices of all sacrifices for Kokoro to finally understand. Because
Yeah.
the awesome part is like she's three different facets at first.
Yeah. And
Like
so
heart-
that was heart,
Yeah.
mind, and spirit. And that was Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
And it didn't even like it took me a moment to really pick up that that was her.
Yeah.
Because you don't hear it right away.
No. She's got
And
like a
then-
reverb to her voice or something. I didn't catch it. I was like, what is that noise? I know that voice from somewhere.
Mhm.
But did you guys like? That's why I wanted to ask you guys. Did you guys feel like there was like a significance for her being like the three different parts of her, and then she finally comes together? Like I thought that was really profound.
I thought so
Like-
too. I
Yeah.
I thought that was very purposeful. I think just
Mhm.
to kind of just highlight the different aspects of humanity. And so I think just and that's what makes a person is those aspects. Is kind of how I looked at it. And so in the way I think when she came together with those three pieces of her came together and then it clicked where she's like, I get it now. I think that was the
Yep.
whole intent. And I thought I loved that.
That was
I did
very
too.
well done.
I did too, and I like the colors that they picked. I know it's kind of silly, but and then how
was
she ended
fitting.
up being gold, where she almost like a complete soul. And to me, like when she like finally like combined the three halves, I thought that was really cool too. I enjoyed that.
Me too, Mac. Me too, buddy.
Fuck.
I love it. I love it. It's accurate though. It's Rosario's
It
voice.
was-
It hits right here.
And let's go with that's where it hits.
Well, I have to say it for I'm trying to help y'all out here.
Appreciate you, Amanda.
But she is beautiful in person though. She's even prettier.
Even when she plays a Tortuga. That's a shout out to my homie Ahsoka.
Gone.
Oh no.
Gone.
What's up, Con?
We all know
love
who
you,
Black's
Con.
using his kitchen pass on. No, sorry, can't say that.
And about a million other men out there and women.
But I do another character that I like was if I'm saying it right, Aiko.
Eco.
Yes.
I think
Eco.
Yeah.
Like let's just shout out how badass she is because she's total human going toe to toe with this
100%
No,
complete
one-on-one.
feminine
Dude.
badass.
one-on-one. She takes one out in the opening of the first episode, doing some off the wall type stuff. And that right off the bat shows you how much of a challenge and a how big of an opponent is one of these things are against a person, because she was like swinging from a wire, dodging chain gun bullets, coming up, having to stab it in the eye with some program that'll deactivate it and reboot it, like all of that just to not even kill it.
She was
But
stealing its software from it.
Mhm.
That's what she did. She stole the software from it.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, I thought she was I don't remember the last Terminator movie. Yes, I watched it. I thought
I'm
she was
sorry.
almost like an enhanced human at first. That's what I thought she was. I thought she was one of those
could
enhanced
be.
humans.
She's living in a post-nuclear apocalypse.
I mean, I thought so too. To that
Mutant.
crossbow bolt hit her in the leg, and she was like, "Ah!" I'm like, "Oh no, you're right."
Oh,
You're like, yeah, you're like me. That hurt. Ow.
I'm down.
I'm good.
But I mean, that's just how determined and I guess last resort it was. Like,
She was
I'm
completing
the
that
one
mission
here.
one way or the other.
I have to do this, to the point where she's willing to just go all out, kidnap some kids. She's like, I gotta kill your dad, and her understanding of what Malcolm was trying to do, because she's from a future where she's like, your dad creates something that causes this, not knowing what his whole purpose was. So, and that's the thing. And the small character that has a very small part, but a very prominent part is the prophet who's
The
explaining how,
prophet.
Yes.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
everybody keeps trying to jump to the past to fix something, not knowing you're just creating another timeline where this shit happens. You
Yo,
just-
her explanation of time travel was
Skynet
legit.
sends people back. We send people back. Skynet sends people back. It's an ongoing thing, and there's like really no difference. So, and then at the end when you figure out like Malcolm is Aiko's
Son.
Son.
and she doesn't even know it till he's like, "Hey, mom." She's like, "The fuck," like. What? I have no kids, and he tells the story and everything. I mean, you're just like, man, you were coming back here to kill you didn't even know it was your son. You were gonna kill your son.
I originally thought the prophet was Aiko from a different, because remember how the way she explained the timelines and everything? So I thought the prophet was Aiko from a different timeline originally.
See, I wondered if it was a like alternate version or a different timeline version of Sarah Connor.
Ooh, I like that
that theory.
thinking.
Because
Nice.
she's so familiar with how all of this works. And the one consistent character outside of John Connor in the
Yeah.
franchise is Sarah Connor. In some way, shape, or form, she has made her way into many different Terminator projects. And I'm like, the one consistency, if you're not going to throw John Connor in the timeline to kind of, tie it to overdo the ties, but you still want some familiarity. I was like, I wonder if it's a different, again, alternate version of Sarah Connor.
That's one way to look at it, and I like that.
I mean, it kind of
Netflix,
is.
if you're listening.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the goal is to stop Judgment Day, and I mean, the time frame of this
Yeah.
is when she takes a very prominent part in Terminator 2. So
It was all to save my birthday.
it was.
I mean,
That's how
your
I'm looking at
birthday
it now.
could have been a real blast, if you know what I mean.
I see what you did there.
That's a good thought too. Actually,
Yeah.
I think I've had conversations about whether
Yeah, that's another good
she's
one.
Malcolm's daughter. Right?
Probably didn't learn to teach Loki. Loki's like, whatever, just grab the timelines.
No, but I think Malcolm taking that risk, and initially it looked like, bro, you really fucked up by putting Kokoro online. At first it was cool. She's like, yeah, I commandeered this, I saved whatever, blew up the nukes. But I'm gonna have to take you guys under my control because this, and I'm just like, God damn it, Malcolm.
Yeah.
God
It was
damn
like
it. Now there's
straight up iRobot action out there.
Right.
AIs out there.
Yes.
Yeah, there's Skynet that's like, I gotta kill humans, and Kokoro's just like, I'll keep saving you, but you're just gonna be my hostages while I'm protecting you. You're my weapons now. Like, you were using me as a weapon, and I flipped it on you, and Malcolm's just in that fucking room trapped. Like, God damn it! Like,
Yeah, my whole thing was, I was like, why are you inventing AI, another computer, in essence, another program to fight a hostile program?
right?
What?
Because he thought being nice and giving it free will, like,
This is
if you
true.
treat
Yeah.
machines
And
nice,
that would have been the difference
it'll be
between
cool.
Kokoro and Skynet is free will.
True.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
done.
Like, it's like all those helpers. It was just, yep, it's go time. All your base belong to us now.
I'll use it like Enos that were like never meant to come online. She's like, no, I'm going to bring them all online, and that's my new military.
Yep. So I thought that was pretty dope. The other scene I thought was cool is like the police station where
Yeah.
and like when Masaki was going toe to toe with the Terminator, and he grabbed the arm and started twisting it. I'm ready for like the goriest fucking arm.
Yeah, and the blood curdling, like,
right, like
screaming or something.
Like when he grabbed Aiko's hand when she turned that corner and
Yes.
just busted it. I was just like,
oh yeah,
just like
I felt
could
that
imagine.
one. I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
I think I was
Ugh.
just doing this for a bit. I was like, "Ugh,
Ooh,
yeah.
ugh,
Yeah.
ugh."
my hand
But
hurts.
like, Yeah, when he pulled that and I was just like, oh, she's got to be like. I immediately thought of what was it, Terminator Salvation, where Sam Worthington was like a Terminator and didn't know it. I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, she's a Terminator or something. But like I said, you give it like 2 more episodes, and you're just like, oh shit,
Yep, that story like comes
you're
together
the OG.
wonderfully. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Like,
So I
as
thought that was well done.
heck yeah. You know, as much time as he spent with her, like years and years and years, you'd
Mhm.
think he would have treated her better. Or like more
Yeah.
familiar.
His mind was on, I got to build this thing and
Yeah.
get it ready to save the world. Like he was on a timer. So like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
taking her CPU out, her starting pretty much from square one, trying to relearn everything, right? Because when he took the CPU out and put it in
Kokoro.
like he automatically was just telling her, like, she's like, hello world, hey, this is your name, this is what you do. So free will was gone from Misaki at that
Mhm.
point, and all his mind and time was like to help try to not persuade or gaslight Kokoro into like saving humanity, but
Yeah.
like he would leave home and be there for like hours at a time, talking and spending time with Kokoro, trying to sway her to love
Humanity
and
side.
appreciate humans, right? Which again was kind of going against his initial thing of giving it free will. He was trying to like persuade her, like, yeah, humans are the humans, and Kokoro's just like, why should I though? Like, give me a real reason why, you know? And once nukes were launched, she's just like, bro, I gotta trust the process. Like, we're gonna die either way. Either you kill us or
Yep.
Skynet kills us. So let me just hook you up to the internet and see what
Yeah.
happens.
And that's essentially what Skynet did too. Only Skynet was like, "Oh, y'all some fucked up people. Nukes for everybody."
Although I did appreciate, Mac, you bring up a good point. I think, it's interesting with the shift from Misaki to Kokoro and how much time Malcolm spent with her. Like, I wonder if Kokoro realized that. And it's like another example of how humans make things
Right.
like the Enos and toss them aside.
Yep. You're here for
Yeah.
service.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that part was amazing. But I think, it, because like you see the initial love and care that he has for Misaki. Like obviously, like he's getting arrested and she's like, I guess this is goodbye. He just goes fucking berserker mode and like I said, just literally betrays the faction he was fighting for since he was 5 as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
To just be like, I'm willing to risk it all. This is this is humanity's best choice, is if we do this. And humanity at the time is anything robotic gotta go. We can't trust anything. And he was thinking bigger picture. So he took that leap of faith, and as of the end of season 1, or if there's another season coming out, like it seems to have paid off for now. But we'll see what ripple effects that has in the future. So that's always the thing. Like everything looks copacetic now, but who knows what that did to the future. And the fact that now Kenta is no longer in the mindset he was when he sent the Terminator back to be like, take out Kokoro. Because he made like that part killed me too, when the Terminator was like, you made a deal with Skynet for like some kind of
ceasefire.
Yeah. So you sent me back, told me to take out Kokoro, and if that works, then cool. And I legit was just like, this badass kid is gonna fuck shit up. Like he's gonna fucking flip the switch.
Yeah.
Like
first thought in my mind is this little asshole is gonna fuck this up.
Bro, you ain't even opened the door for me. This whole robot had me. I was screaming and you ain't opened the door. Why should I care? This, that, and the third. And Coco was just like, bro, I'm gonna just leave it up to you. Free will. Do what you want, kid. And I was like, not this guy. Don't give him free will.
Of
like
all the kids,
all
the kids, you picked this one.
I was like, did you not see him just randomly taking apart and terrorizing robots? I'm just saying, he's not the best mental state there.
Yes.
He's like all Joffrey. I want to take it apart and see how it works.
Well, I was like, he's like a little robot serial killer. So I first thought it was like
Yes.
serial killers do. I'm like, he has no problem tearing into this cat, and I'm like, I am very concerned about this kid. Very concerned.
What's that show on
Toy Story is what he was. He was just like Sid from Toy Story. Like, I'm gonna take you apart and
yes,
my own thing. Like, yo, you are crazy, bro.
Be like that what's that show on Netflix? What, The Monsters or whatever? They had Jeffrey Dahmer. They're doing the Mendez brothers. What's the name of that show?
It's a monster. It's like
It is.
not an
Yeah,
anthology.
because I know the third one they just named
Charlie Hunnam, right? I think I
yeah,
just saw
Charlie
that one
Hunnam
too.
as
I forget
the
Ed
real life
Gein.
Ed Gein.
Ed Gein.
And
Yeah.
then season 4 is going to be Kenta.
Jeez.
A cyber
Yes,
status.
that is
Yeah, there
accurate.
you go, EJ. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
God.
Smart kid, but I'm just like, you're using your powers for evil there, bro.
Exactly.
You need to change your
So,
alignment,
hey, so
friend.
we're talking all this AI. And right now, today, we are seeing AI basically everything. Are we going down this same road?
Well, like
You
I
know-
was into that, and there's like levels to AI. There's like basic script AI, like your Chat GPT and shit like that. And then when you start getting into like the more complex AI, which is, you know, light years behind anything that was in this show. But I'm just like,
Supposedly.
the more we keep fucking around with some shit.
Yeah.
The more you're gonna find out.
Yep. The more you fuck around. Yep. Draw the graph. Yep.
The more you look around, the more you find out.
So I mean it's a scary thing. Like I'm all about stuff making my life easier. But hypothetically,
Since why
hypothetically,
somebody
hey,
is skeptical of their Amazon Echo now.
that's what I'm saying. You know, hey, there's something in your cart, or there's something similar on Amazon that you ordered before, and I'm just like, Alexa, why'd you feel the need to have to just tell me this? You know, like
Mine randomly. You
I'm
haven't
cold.
asked the weather
Do
today.
you want it?
Yes.
No, I don't want that. Yeah, just chill.
You have
my
one
music.
new notification. And I'm sitting here looking at my phone and I'm like, what notification?
Yeah.
See,
So-
I think the crazy part is though that
Go ahead.
it's the AI is definitely, again, I think, like, you know, Max said, like light years. It's light years behind, but it's the people part of it. That's the scary
Supposedly.
part. Because the more that you develop AI and the more that, you know, like look at everything right now with like, you know, like with some of the musicians and like art, like a lot of that is going to be absorbed, and a lot of things, like there's gonna be, I think, a lot of like legal things. I think there's gonna be a lot of just, it's people's
So,
responses to what
Disney just called
happens.
another lawsuit for doing that to Peter
Yeah.
Cushing.
Yes,
His estate sued them for using his likeness in not Rogue One.
it is. It was Rogue
Is it,
One,
yeah, Rogue One. So
which surprised me because I'm like, this is years later.
I know.
No,
Rogue One.
the first attempt was blocked.
They kept,
circled
like,
back.
Oh,
Disney
that's
was
right.
throwing money and blocking the fuck out of that shit. You know, Disney was just like, yeah, we'll make it go away. We'll stack our money up and build a wall, and it won't touch
Have like
it.
the Disney ninjas will come out and take care of their problem.
Right.
Mm.
Got you. Disney SWAT, something.
But
Whenever
yeah,
they have
it's
mouth ears.
the
But the
human
difference.
of always wanting to. I mean, like, you just get too close to the sun. Like, they've been writing about it for like we'll create something. Hey man, this is nice. You know, it helps me create some stuff. But what if we made it do this? Do we need it to do that? Not really, but what if? And then you make it do that, and then you're just like, what if we can make it do this? Like, when are we going to stop? Like, hey, this is cool. Just stop right here. This is fine, you know, because remember in Arizona, Jen, we're waiting for our Uber, and there's like the self-driving cars that are just picking people up.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, those are
People-
scary.
People just jump in the back seat and just like, I trust this driverless car to take me from here to there on these busy Arizona streets. I'm like, I will never in my lifetime
We'll live.
trust. Like, I will wait for the human to pick me up. I would rather get in the car with the stranger than get in car with Skynet.
So EJ says AI is going to be the next big rap pop star. In Japan, they have a whole super group that are AI. They write the songs in AI. They sing the songs in AI. They're literally projected on stage like they did Tupac at the Grammys at one time. And they're just like projected onto the stage, and they put on concerts and they sell out.
Yep.
That's the crazy part. They sell out. So EJ's not wrong with that one.
Well,
That one is a real thing.
Even a while back, speaking of Peter Cushing, do y'all remember that discussion that happened? I think when Rogue One came out, and everyone was being nominated for awards, and people were like, "Well, what if Peter Cushing gets nominated?" There was a whole discussion about that,
Mhm.
like, you know, with AI actors, and you know, you have them competing, even though they're doing a great job, and you've got the great, you know, the script. for all purposes, are they considered people? There was that whole debate.
It goes
Wasn't
back
there
to the first. Remember that first horrible Final Fantasy movie?
Yes.
They
Oh,
had-
yeah.
My brain does not want to remember, but
Okay,
yes.
yeah, the spirits.
Since you
were-
bring it up, yeah.
everybody was just like on the tail end of Final Fantasy VII, like Final Fantasy movie, yes. And it was all CGI, and they're just like the lead actress in that is a animated character that they're looking to place in other movies, and that was supposedly be the first virtual actress. They were hyping that up like that's the next movement. And I was like, that is crazy. Back
Yeah.
then, that was the 90s. You know what I'm saying? They were already looking to do shit like that.
So if Peter Cushing's family would have did what James Earl Jones did, which is sell his voice with royalties to Disney to be used in future projects. So anytime they use James Earl Jones's voice in an AI or anything like that, his family automatically gets the kickback on
I
the
know
royalties.
there was a huge debate about that. There was a huge debate about actors like selling like their likeness and everything for like different characters. I think there was I can't
I
remember.
think it
what
came
the
up with Carrie
other thing.
Fisher. Didn't it come up with Carrie Fisher?
Carrie
I
Fisher,
think
yeah, she
so,
was one
yeah.
of them.
they generated her for the later in the, I guess, the Skywalker saga, those later episodes.
Mhm.
Which I think most people were like, we could have done without that, because when she passed, and I think Last Jedi came out, and
Mhm.
the first part where like Kylo blows up the command center of that thing and she gets sucked into space, I'm like, oh, so that's how they write her off. That's cool. And then like
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
she, WandaVision back into the ship, and I'm just like, what are you doing, Disney? Like, she's not here no more. Why are you keeping her for future movies?
That's because her daughter has an agreement with Disney, and they make money off of her name, image, and likeness if it's used. But that was all agreed upon before her passing from her daughter, with her daughter,
I think
she could do that.
For me, again, I'm not into I'm a casual star. I tell people I'm casual, that way I never get in trouble when like shit starts going way left. I'm like, hey, bro,
It's a good thing to
I'm
do.
a casual fan. I wasn't a fan of them continuing to keep her in the movies moving forward. I'm like, she's gone, and then when she's like, you guys get out, I'll be the last one here at the Rebel base. I'm like, oh, so this is how they kill her off. And then
I know. No.
Why?
No.
Why?
Okay.
Because they
I
see
know.
dollar signs, man, and the Skywalkers are dollar signs for
Or
Disney.
just recast her, age her up. There's all sorts of other things that anyways, we could do.
But she was already aged up. I mean, she aged gracefully as Leia throughout the series.
But I think if you're going to bring her back in like a mid-period, from what we see to, the last trilogy that shouldn't have been named, Jen has a good idea. Just recast her, because you can gradually age her up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have her daughter do it.
Yeah. I was
She
gonna
looks
say
enough
Billy.
like her mom.
Yeah.
Billy looks just like her mom at that age. So I mean, why not? And she's already been in Star Wars once.
Yeah. Dude, just use her to do it.
Yep. Disney, if you're listening, we're available.
Yes, exactly.
I
like
producers.
checks. I like big checks.
I'll just be an advisor. You don't have to put my name in the credits. Just send the checks.
I mean, I do want to be on set when Manny Jacinto is there, though. Just saying.
Of course you do. Short
have
King
requests.
Summer still. You got a few more months of Short King Summer, okay, Amanda? Tell Brandon I said hi.
He's used to it. He understands. He saw the arms too and was like, okay, he's hitting the gym. He's doing this, and this. And I was like, there you go.
He's a very understanding fella. Lots of respect for him. So let's hit the big question I wanted to ask y'all.
Okay.
Since I have an esteemed panel of anime enthusiasts, with shows like Blue Eye Samurai, Arcane, Castlevania Nocturne, Tomb Raider upcoming, all on Netflix. Has Netflix kind of cemented itself or carved out its own little special place within anime? How do y'all see Netflix as compared to Crunchyroll or any other anime service? out there currently? A little two-part question there, but Mac, we'll start with you on this one.
Do you really want to do that? Do you really?
I really do, because I'm not that big of an anime person as
deep
you
breath.
are. Have a drink, grab some.
I will say this.
Do you have a drink next to you?
I do, as always.
Have
I'm
a
not
sip.
just for the show. You know, it's some Sprite and a little bit of Crown Apple. Anyway, when it comes to that, when you're talking anime, like Crunchyroll is like undefeated at that point. You know, they absorbed Funimation. I think the other one out there is like High Dive, that's putting like some onesies out there. Disney Plus is trying to put some out there, but they're fumbling the bag on that one. They don't advertise them right. They don't, you know, it's a whole lot of things that Disney Plus is doing. They're trying to get into the anime side, but they're not doing it right. Crunchyroll has it on lock. I will say that Netflix is coming along when it comes to animation as a whole. Because when it comes to Western animation, people just immediately think like Family Guy, Simpsons, you know, the cartoon kidnap, you know, like Titans Go. Like Western animation has gone to a cheaper kind of quality to save money. They're not taking the time that the animators over in Japan are doing. But when they think outside of the box, you look at the Spider-Verse movies, you look at Arcane, you look at you know, Castlevania, where people are like, is it an anime? Is it not? It's done by a Western animation company, but it's just so well done. People are just like, it's got to be anime. You know, like the fact when good animation, people are just like, oh shit, this is anime. It's like, it's not. But you know, I don't complain too much. Netflix is coming up. They do have some anime on there, like Delicious in Dungeon.
Yeah.
They do have, like I said, they got the Arcane series.
Yep.
So they have what is it, Baki? They have was it Kenga Ashura? So they have some good anime on there. But when you start talking about all the things that are like Blue-Eyed Samurai, you know, is that anime? Is that it's just, to me, I'm like, this is a wonderful show, beautifully animated.
Yeah.
Voice acting is on point. Story is great. I'm just enjoying it as a show. So Netflix, of course, is always going to, it's one of those streaming services I'm never going to cancel, no matter what. So I do say they are stepping that up, and they do a good job of pulling anime over a bit later. Like they're just now throwing, you know, JJK on there and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're helping people out so they don't have to go to Crunchyroll and pay if they don't want. They
This
can
guy.
just wait a little longer and wait for it to come on Netflix and check it out. But I'm just the person that I'm like, I'll get Crunchyroll and I'll wait week to week and watch a whole anime series that way. So I will say they are stepping their game up though.
Jin.
I agree with Willie. I think some of their original stuff that they've been doing, I think the only thing that's going to disappoint me is if they don't continue it or have a season 2.
Yeah.
Much like, you know, this, I would love to have a season 2, even if it's on a different vein. Like it doesn't even have to be like the same characters, even if they continue a different like Terminator story or a different, you know, glimpse into the future or whatever. I mean, I definitely think Netflix has introduced me to a lot of different animes, which, you know, I went backwards and went and got Crunchyroll because I couldn't wait for the next season to come out on Netflix. I was like, I have to watch Demon Slayer now.
Facts.
Right? I could not wait.
So good.
So yeah, I like where they're going. I know it's not technically anime, but I mean the art is there. And I think that's what turns me off to a lot of different Western animation things, is that the art was crap, but you know, the art's getting so much better. And that is one thing I absolutely appreciate, is that you know, Japan puts so much love into their art, and that Netflix is really coming along, and I greatly appreciate it.
Amanda, you're up. What you got?
Oh man, Willie said it beautifully, because I feel like when you're talking about anime, you know, I always think of, you know, what place has original anime content, and a lot of it. And Crunchyroll is my go-to as well, because they have, you know, you have, again, the different Japanese animation studios. I mean, now, of course, you're seeing Crunchyroll carrying like Chinese anime, and then you've got manhwa coming through and whatnot. So, I mean, it's a very curated source of pure anime, whereas I think a lot of Netflix anime right now is still very westernized and very Americanized anime, like they're doing with Tomb Raider, like they're doing here. Terminator Zero walks that line because they do where it is set and kind of the story and whatnot. I think it bends a little bit more towards anime, but like Castlevania, like they tend to do a little bit more Americanized or westernized properties, and I think it's a great way to get people into anime. Like it's an easy way, because then from there it's okay, well, I think I like kind of the general idea. Maybe I'll go look into an actual anime like Delicious in Dungeon. I think that's a very good starter, because we know anime can go in all kinds of different directions.
Yes.
but nicely putting it nicely. But for me, it's Crunchyroll is still the winner, especially now with the acquisition of Funimation and all of those properties. I mean, again, High Dive has its own, like, is it wrong to pick up Girls in a Dungeon? Or, they have their niche series. Is it Oshinoko is on that one too? I think.
Yep.
It's a High Dive one. But really, when people think anime and you talk to a lot of anime enthusiasts and fans, like they're always talking about Crunchyroll, because that seems to have to be the hub. And I mean, even Amazon Prime has a little Crunchyroll spot on it now. So I mean, they're just so firmly entrenched. Now Netflix, I think, to compete would have to start coming up with its own original pure anime content and probably churn it out as fast. That's the other difference, I think, between Netflix and Crunchyroll is the time frame. Is there's long windows between animes on Netflix, whereas Crunchyroll has, like, October, pretty much I'm going to be in hibernation watching all of my shows dropping at once. With Bleach already there. Bleach, I'm like, just October 5th, no one bother me.
I'm there.
Yes,
I'm there.
I'm like, I will be with my Bankai all ready to go. Dawn to dawn. It's that. I mean, there's so much dropping that first weekend in October alone.
We're going to talk about some of it in Nerd News.
Yeah, and so much of, but that's the thing too. Crunchyroll constantly has content for each season, and so whereas Netflix, again, it's bits and pieces. So I think Netflix has stepped up its game, but is it a direct competitor to Crunchyroll? No, not yet.
Okay.
I think it would have to be another, like Funimation could have done it, but they folded. High Dive maybe has the potential, but it would have to be something that's very equivalent to Crunchyroll.
Right. And I'll say High Dive, like, I got it because at the time it was like the only place I can watch the next season of Made in Abyss because it wasn't on Crunchyroll.
Oh, yes, that's right.
So I got it and, did the yearly thing. And after watching, like, I haven't been going back to, like, it's not a go-to for me until, like, I get a message on my phone like, hey, a payment's been processed for $65. And I'm like, for fucking what? And
same,
right? I'm just like, God
same
damn
with
it.
Brandon. Same with Brandon. I think the only time he's like wants to jump back on High Dive is whenever Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon comes on. He's like, we have to watch that one.
What else is that on? That's on Hulu right now, is it not?
First couple seasons, I think, are on Hulu.
Okay, that's where I recognized it from.
And I'm with Willie on that. Disney has a chance, because I mean, Hulu right now is a place you can go to get Bleach. That's like the only place you can go to get it.
Yep.
And they could totally market it with all of the, the game coming out. Like it's the 20-year anniversary, like the resurgence. There's rumors going around that they're going to remake the Bleach, the original series, which I would cry.
Yes.
And I'm like, frustrates me.
No, I appreciate y'all answering that, because I couldn't answer that question myself. And so, because like I said, I'm not that big of an anime guy, but I am slowly coming around to this. And I know my daughter's had Crunchyroll for years and years and years, and that and the manga. She collects the manga, she reads the manga, then she watches the episodes. She does all that.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of that she's having time for right now, being a freshman. So I think she may have actually canceled her Crunchyroll for now. And then she'll probably bring it back in the summer or during fall break or something. And then, like, okay, now it's time for me to binge everything and be a recluse and then off to college again,
Yeah.
Yep.
So appreciate y'all answering that. That it gives me more perspective on that, because again, if it's not for Netflix, Hulu, and the few things I've caught on Amazon, I wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah, I would say if you're not, I mean, just Netflix does have a nice library of things. So Jeff, like you just, trying to find, what scratches your itch for that. Just stick with Netflix. You can't go wrong. But like I said, you'll watch Demon Slayer on Netflix and be like, everybody else is talking about season 4 of it, and Netflix only has up to season 3. And I'm just I want to be in the know of what's going on.
I know.
Yeah.
They're gonna ruin it.
It's gonna make you be like, let me do this free trial of Crunchyroll and check this out. But
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff on Crunchyroll, they're just like,
Yeah.
you can be a premium member if you want like simulcast and get it
Right.
the day
Well,
of it drops it. Go ahead.
And Netflix has a good collection too, like was mentioned earlier. I mean, JJK is on there now. And even when I was
Yeah.
going, I was like, oh look, JJK's here.
Yeah, I've got a few episodes of that here recently.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a good way to get your feet wet, and I think they do a good job of picking certain animes that are really going to get
Yeah.
people's attention.
Mhm.
It's not like they just
Yeah.
scrape everything. I feel like they're selective about what they
Mhm.
put on there.
But I like what
Perfect.
you said, Amanda, is that the thing that kills me with Netflix is it takes so long for the next season to come out. I mean,
Yes.
Or
just
anything.
The only
yeah,
one
I mean,
the only one they went fast on was Delicious in Dungeon. That's in the second core.
Yeah.
That's the only one so far, and
Oh.
I'm like, I want more of my happy marriage.
I know. Keep it
I need
coming.
my
Keep it
romance.
coming.
It's like I was like watching, was it like Demon Slayer and JJK, and then all of a sudden it's like I need a balance. My happy balance. I'm not crying everywhere.
My rom-com
Where's my sunshine and
here.
rainbows?
But I will have to say, Netflix though, it's interesting that they are pitching all of their eggs in the One Piece, which I love One Piece. Clearly, I love One Piece. But they
So-
are writing the
Yeah.
One Piece. Yes, live action
Yeah.
One Piece. Cowboy Bebop. I think
They-
when they saw
they
how
bombed.
it went,
They bombed.
But they're going with the
One Piece has been
remake.
good.
Mhm.
That live action, they actually finally did it right.
I enjoyed the hell out of it because I know for myself I'm never going to go back and watch all 1,567
there's a
million
remake.
episodes of One Piece until the remake comes out. Then I will probably start it fresh. But I did enjoy the live action One Piece.
Oh, I'm caught up, and it is.
No,
these
because like
battles,
it's
beautiful.
the weird thing where
Parasite was good too.
you grew
Parasite
up
the Grey was really good.
you grew up in One Piece is coming on like Fox Kids or something Saturday morning, and you go from like watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to this weird cartoon about rubber pirates that's like the animation is so dated. You're just like, no, thank you. And then now to have people try to go back and catch, like, you're watching Demon Slayer and Fate and My Hero where the animation is peak. And then you're like, well, let me check out One Piece. And you're like, holy hell, this thing is rough,
Yeah, but
But
One
it's
Piece shows the
but
perfect
listen,
evolution.
you watch clips from like
Yeah.
when Luffy hit Gear 5 and there were clips of that animation. I'm just like, I want that. I want to get there. And you're just like, but to get there, I have to do this. So it's
I think you can find there's guides that you can find. Like right now, the Skypiea arc is the one you want to watch.
I'm a completionist. Like I don't want to.
I did
like,
the same.
I'll look, and if there's fillers, I will skip all of that. One Piece is one, like, you're looking at 1,000 plus,
And most of it is not
and
filler.
most of it not filler. You're just like, I can't skip shit, man. Like,
That's why I'm waiting for them to reanimate it and start it fresh.
But
that way I can jump in on like
I'm-
episode 1.
I'm at the was it Cloud City arc?
Oh yes.
Ami. So I'm there, and it's
that's important.
It's still
That's
kind of
important.
rough, but I'm more into the okay. I'm fucking with it now.
It's important. The technology she's doing, I'll tell you that. What she's learning,
Yeah.
it's now coming up in this later arc, and
Like,
now that they're going to Elbaf.
Like, I know it's going to end before I catch up totally, but like when I tell you my goal in my anime life is to be where Amanda and Deontay and the rest of these guys who are just like waiting weekly for new episodes of One Piece. I'm just like, props to you guys. Salutes.
It took me a year to catch up.
Well,
That's
I
a year
watched
of
it,
your life solid.
but I have no regrets. I love it.
I don't
no
know
regrets.
anything else outside of that year, but I caught up on One Piece.
And I'm like, I get why people love it. I get
Yeah.
it. It is worth the 1,000+ episodes. And now I'm living my best life with these fights. And I'm so happy.
I need to. I can't wait.
I'm giddy. You're gonna love it. Especially these last couple. Read the manga. That'll help too.
Okay.
In fact, what you can do is read the manga, like kind of where you are. If you want to skip the terrible animation, it follows the manga really well.
Yeah, that's what
Start
my
where you are on
daughter
the
was
manga
saying.
and catch up,
Need to
and
see
then
the
get yourself a
fights
Wano.
in real time. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Like I'm all about, because I read the Demon Slayer manga all the way through,
Same.
but that season finale of season 4, when like you read it in the manga, you're like, oh, that's probably a dope spot. Then you see it, you're like, oh my god, this was way better than, you know. It's just one of those moments when you see it in motion.
Same
Like
with JJK. Yeah.
these movies, these next 3 Demon Slayer movies, they're gonna shatter box office. I'm telling you right now.
Someone just has to check on me. Send me a text. Send me a message. Amanda, are you alive?
So the JJK that come out in theaters back during COVID, when the theaters were like, hey, you
Zero.
the theaters were like, hey, you can rent it out for $100 and have the minimal people, and we give you popcorn, sodas, candy. You know, you get all that for like $150 or something, and you get your own theater to stream it. So I did that for my daughter and a bunch of her friends, and I was like, I'm missing out on this. So I had to go back, and now I'm like going back and I'm watching it now to kind of get to that one movie, because that one movie was,
well, that the dope part about that is that's the prequel to it.
Yes.
So you watch that movie and you can go straight to season 1 and kind of
perfect, because that movie was amazing.
So you can also actually watch the first 5 episodes of season 2, then the movie, then the season 1, then the rest of season 2. That's the manga order.
My mind is blown. Speaking of minds, Willie, I know you said that you had to bounce out a little early.
Yep.
What time was that again? Before we jump into some nerd news?
Nah, I was just here to talk Terminator, some anime stuff. So
okay.
If you're getting into the other stuff, I'll just log off and watch from the comfort of my living room while I knock out some work type stuff. Boo! I know.
I wish I could say that sounded fun, but nerd news is going to be more fun. I promise you.
All right, I'll be in the comments though. I'll be checking y'all out.
All right, appreciate you stopping through, bro.
No problem. Thanks for having me on, and bye, Jen. Bye, Amanda.
Hey, wait, before you go, when's the next episode of Eat the Cake?
So not this Thursday, the following Thursday. So
and Smoke Pit this Friday on Patreon.
Well, I gotta check with my man who's on the men.
Oh yeah.
If he's not full up, expect we'll probably just drop another episode of or Who's Man compilation for the month of February.
Yo, that last one.
Something will be dropping this Friday for you guys on that. So cool.
All right, appreciate you.
All good, man. You guys take care.
You too.
Peace.
Hi.
All right. Y'all ready to hop on into some nerd news? We're not going to hit all these that I have listed, but we can hit the biggies.
Okay.
Starting with Arcane season 2 hitting Netflix in November. Did y'all see the trailer?
Yes. Yes.
Even I'm like, yes. Because I did watch season 1.
Love season 1.
Oh, see, I'm going to rewatch it.
That's
in preparation. I'm ready to just.
That's what I'm going to do too.
Refresh the brain. Gotta be.
I'm like, I'm the animation beautiful again. I'm like, hey, Jinx, we're back.
I didn't know if I was going to really like that style of animation, but it's so fresh and modern. And I'm just like, all right, I'm in love with the colors because they're so bright and vibrant. And I'm like, okay, you've got me.
And it's smooth.
Yes.
Like there's some that's like very like jerky and like robotic, like when they do some of those, and like I don't even know what kind of animation style you guys probably know, but I'm like, I liked it because it was really smooth, and I don't know how else to explain it other than like it's nice and smooth.
That's perfect right there. Okay. And we got this teaser trailer for Alien Earth coming to Hulu in 2025. Thoughts, opinions?
I am a straight up Alien, like that's my black tar heroine, or one of my few. Anything Alien, I will watch.
Have you seen Romulus yet?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, I figured you had, but I haven't not seen it yet. And my daughter's coming home this weekend, so I may take her to see that.
It's a good watch. Yes.
But I'm here for Alien Earth. The teaser was phenomenal. And it's only like a 10-second clip. with the alien head and then the Earth
Mm-hmm.
reflection. I'm like, yeah. I'm here for it.
I'm like, as long as they give me a great storyline and the practical effects like they did with Romulus, please keep that up.
Yes.
Please do not
Yeah.
take me back.
I'm all about practical.
Yes, do not take me back. You gave me these great effects. You gave me these feelings. Please do not take them back from me.
Yes.
Don't trouble my feelings, please.
Exactly.
Also,
yeah, I didn't like that era. That too much
Same.
CGI era. Yeah, I was
Same.
not a fan either. Mm-mm.
recently, Tim Burton and Ewan McGregor both received their stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
About time.
And to top it
Overdue.
off with more, Batman will become the first comic book character to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And also, being the first, he's also getting a Guinness World Record for being the first, which is kind of dope.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But mad props to Tim Burton and Ewan McGregor. Now, when Hayden Christensen gets his star someday, it's got to be below Ewan's. That way he
Yes.
always has the high ground.
Oh, stop.
Yes. I knew where you were going with that. And I'm like, yes. That
I'm
would
getting
be
Star Wars
amazing.
references in no matter what.
And I hope I'd be curious to see where they're going to put the Batman star. If it's going to be by Tim Burton at all, or if it's going to kind of be in its own.
They did show it, but they didn't tease where
They
it
didn't see where it
was.
was.
They just showed it, but they didn't like tease the location of it yet.
Hmm.
But I'm here for it either way. And then we got a kooky movie trailer with Minecraft. Early thoughts of that trailer. I'm not a Minecraft person, so for me it was just kind of like okay, cool. I don't really. What are we doing here? Are humans getting sucked into the Minecraft video game? Is that what we're getting?
What I feel like it
Kind of like
is.
Jumanji.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My son is obsessed with Minecraft, obsessed with it. That is his whole like way of conversation.
Mine too.
Oh yeah, you know the
Girl,
struggle. That's
I
all they talk
do.
about. And
My
it's with,
God.
like the warden and then this and that. So I know we will take him to see it for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
Would I go see this on my own? No,
No.
it just didn't. I'm like, unless it's really, really good, like Super Mario Brothers was really good, you give me more substance. But with Minecraft, there's not a lot of
Maybe.
substance to.
But I haven't heard
game.
anything yet. Like, there's nothing really being talked about it yet because we haven't got enough to really put that judgment out there as far as a real trailer goes. We've gotten the teaser, so we'll see how that's going to look. I mean, we should probably start seeing, an actual trailer for it here soon, I hope. So
But
my next one up, The Penguin premieres next week, and I've heard nothing. Like, everybody who's got the early views of it is giving it 2 thumbs up, saying it's freaking amazing.
oh, I'm so excited. I've been waiting for this one to drop because I loved Penguin in the Batman. Just Colin Farrell, man. Just not even. Yeah,
Dude,
that was my thought. Minecraft.
I
is not a
watched the
story-driven game.
first episode of that where you see the penguin.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, who in the fuck is this?
He's
and then
like
in the
whole
credits, it's
person.
like, oh, Colin Farrell as the penguin. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
That makeup, man.
Yes.
The makeup,
That
And the
makeup.
the way he does
energy.
he projects his
Yeah.
voice differently, the way he walks and carries himself. You're just like,
He's,
I'm
right,
s-
Colin Farrell. He's underrated as an actor to begin with.
well, he's grown a lot as an
Yes.
actor. I
Yes.
mean, when
Yes.
he first came out, he was like Mr.
Ladies'
Playboy.
man.
Now he's definitely like, I don't know, grown up and like he just became a serious actor and like got his
Yeah.
like act together. And I'm like, look at you.
Literally.
He's pulling
Yeah.
Robert Downey. I feel like a
Yeah.
little bit. That
Yeah.
transformation
Yeah.
story from
Yeah.
party boy to
And he-
actor. And
Yes.
I'm so
here for
happy
it.
we have this interpretation of the Penguin and that he didn't try to do the Danny DeVito version or
Yes.
Yeah.
kind of take a different version that we already have seen.
He was like
This is nice, refreshing.
he definitely, to me, like he definitely went more gangster route, like with
Yeah.
this.
Well, in
Penguin.
the
But,
comic
like
book, that's kind of how he is in the
Yeah. But, like,
beginning. Like,
Danny DeVito, like he
but
wasn't
he
like
played the
a gangster, like
the
he was
comic.
more,
He was
yeah. It was definitely different. I'm glad he kind of made it his own.
Yes.
There is a version of the penguin just like the one we're getting right now in one of the Earths. and it's a phenomenal read. So I'm glad they went with that. Do I want to? No, we haven't really got enough on the Wolfman trailer yet to really discuss it, and it's still quite a ways out. So we'll skip that one.
I just wish
Ahsoka
Universal Studios would
would
do
have made
their
our
Dark universe.
Monsterverse.
Yes. I'm still pissed. It's
You,
been like 10 years.
me,
I'm
and
still mad.
everybody else, all because Tom Cruise fucked it up with the Mummy.
Oh God. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I forgot he Colin Farrell did get in trouble, but that he's grown. He's a big boy now.
He's party boy. He's partying up, being a hoe. Now he's all look at him being all grown and stuff. Look at you, Colin.
I will say this: Dynamite is doing the Monsterverse right now in comic book form, and it is beautiful, wonderful stuff. But let's talk about Ahsoka winning a Creative Arts Emmy for Outstanding Fantasy Sci-Fi Costume. I'll take that any way we can get it. Anytime Star Wars wins something, I'll take it.
And the costumes were beautiful. I just
They
love
really were.
Just the Rebels feel. They nailed it.
Yes.
From the show, from the animated series to here. And Rosario Dawson, they've just been slaying with her Ahsoka looks. Like Ahsoka the White was just a glorious reveal.
So I got that figure, and that figure that they did, the mold was amazing. Like the face, the outfit, it was pulled off so beautifully for a $24 piece of plastic.
I mean, I'm glad that won something, but I mean, honestly, I feel like all the makeup and special effects that went into it, like
right.
That
got some
scene with
notoriety
Anakin
there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Ahsoka, that scene alone should have got something. Where you see the flashes of Darth Vader and then the flashbacks with
know.
Ariana Greenblatt and all that.
I still get chills every time I watch those videos.
Yes. Yes.
And I want to say this week it was like a year ago that we got that, right?
A year.
It was
yeah.
like a year. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
it went
oh.
so like this time September, October, and part of November. I think it ended just before Thanksgiving. Because we did Patreon specials on that.
Mm-hmm. I think that tied with Luke coming back in the Mandalorian to come get Grogu, and you just see him just like tear through,
slay the dark soldiers. Yes,
I can't tell you how many times I like me watch.
I watched it the other day. I literally watched it like 2 days ago. Just that scene.
It's like a comfort thing. It's like that, and then what we had in Ahsoka. It's like a very comfort thing. I'm like, okay,
yeah. And seeing Captain Rex in live action, that's one of those where I just want. I want a poster of the Captain Rex with the young Ahsoka from the series. Just like blow it up in like a giant poster size, and it would be on my wall somewhere.
Oh my! I hope we get Captain Rex. It pulls off the helmet, and there's Tamora Morrison hanging out.
He hasn't. People ask him that question all the time, and he never gives a straight answer. No. So it kind of feels like it's one of those. Yes. But next up, tomorrow, actually, Agatha All Along premieres.
I'm so excited. Sorry.
I'm so giddy.
I'm so excited.
That's why we're purple.
Perfect timing. We're coming into the spooky season. We're getting Agatha. I think there's a new season of Coven on A&E coming out with what's her name? She's in Agatha. And she's in parts in Aubrey Plaza.
Aubrey Plaza, right?
Yeah.
I was like,
I brain farted that. Yeah. But yeah. And then I think there's a new season of an Interview with a Vampire coming out too. On A&E, which found out was really damn good because I watched it. And it was
Have you watched the first two? Yeah. I haven't finished the second season, but I'm a huge Anne Rice fan, so I've been watching the Mayfair Witches.
Guilty pleasure, okay? Call it my guilty pleasure.
How is the Mayfair Witches? Because I watched Interview with the Vampire, and I'm like,
it was good.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Mayfair Witches,
Mayfair Witches. That's the name of it. Thank you.
Yeah, Mayfair Witches. It's really good. I like the what's her name? Dario. I really like her.
Okay.
A lot as the main protagonist, and it's I mean, it's been so long since I read the books. I mean, I remember the premise of the books.
It's been a while since I've read I think the last one I read was like the crossover with Lestat and Rowan.
Ooh,
Right.
that's a good one, by
Yeah.
That
the
was the
way.
last one I read.
Anne Rice is a guilty pleasure.
She
Not
is.
gonna lie.
Yeah. But it's
And
good.
so is
I
Alexandria
recommend it.
Daddario. There's
Thank you.
great reasons there to like her.
Okay. I'll have to check it out. Thank you guys.
Please do. So that's tomorrow. And here's
Mhm.
something that nobody was happy about. Literally nobody. Like as soon as I posted this, it was like I hit post and people were like, nobody asked for this shit. And that's Happy Gilmore 2.
I'm still.
Everybody
like,
is.
I don't know
You're
how I
not
feel
alone,
about this.
Amanda. You're not alone in this. But I know Adam Sandler signed a can't remember how many movie deal it was with Netflix. And I want to say Happy Gilmore 2 is probably one of the last ones on the deal. Because that last one sucked really bad. The astronaut one. Don't watch it. Don't waste your time. I
Okay.
couldn't even power through it.
Spaceman. I watched it. It was weird.
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
like, I tried to trick Willie to watch it. I'm like, Willie's
God
so
bless you.
good. You should watch it. He's like,
God bless you. You made it through. I got through
you.
about 10 minutes. Hubie Halloween, though, that's a Halloween staple now because the kids from the Disney Channel that are in that movie that passed away. I was a big fan of his on Jesse, the breakdance kid. I can't remember his name, but he passed away suddenly. And he's in that movie briefly. And they tributed the movie to him, like in memory of. And so when I seen that, I was like, oh, and it was just like right when he had passed too. So it was like extra hit hard. And my daughter was a big fan of that show too. So
yeah, I tried to like, dude, you should watch this movie. It's awesome.
So here's another one just in time for Halloween, October 3rd, my daughter's birthday. Hold Your Breath with Sarah Paulson. It's kind of like, to me, it kind of feels Slender Man-ish. It's kind of like that. That's the vibe I get from it. It's like an old Western town and a supernatural entity is basically he can make himself into dust and take over people. So it looks really interesting, to be fair. If you haven't seen the previews yet, you catch the previews on Hulu. But it looked really good.
I'll have to because I'm a scaredy cat. I will admit it.
Cameron Bright voice, yes, thank you, Willie. Thank you.
And I'm a scaredy cat, so I have to like work the nerve to watch like horror films.
And so I'm a big fan of Sarah Paulson from American Horror Story.
Yes.
Huge fan, but her last couple have been like, eh. So it's kind of like, do I want to watch this one? Then I'm like, it's a scary movie, so I'm gonna watch it, and it's in the month of October.
Yeah.
So it's like mandatory at that point. I have to.
Well, I'm laughing at the dust taking over people because I'm here like, so my allergies.
Exactly.
Like,
Leave me alone.
Like, I was like, so it's like fall allergies here.
I literally walk into CVS and the lady's like, "Oh, are you out of allergy meds again?" I'm like, "Yes."
That's the first time I was trying to visualize it, and that's the first thing that popped in my head. So I was like, so it's like my allergies possessing me. That is horrifying in itself. I'm like, that would be terrible.
See, even Black wants to watch it. He knows what's up.
I'm sure it'll be good.
Oh, made me cry.
Yes.
That's just what popped in my head. I'm just gonna say what's in my head. You don't know me.
Hey, that's what we're here for. We're here for moments like this. All right. Let's get on it. Shogun wins its 19th Emmy, breaking its original record of 14. I'm about halfway through this show, and I am loving everything I'm seeing. Like, I understand. I get it.
It's phenomenal. Phenomenal. And just also the record's broken. And I'm gonna say his name wrong. I know, but Sonata for his last
Scorpion. Just say Scorpion.
Yes, Scorpion works too. But he's been in so many different roles and so many different, and I feel like he's a scene stealer wherever he goes, wherever he pops up.
He's always the villain, so it was different to see him other than a villain for once.
And I'm like, I am so glad he won. It is incredible.
His first one, by the way.
Yes.
He's deserved many more.
Incredible. That made me happy.
Even like the Japanese audience is like, we love this. Like, y'all did this the right way. Like, they love it. And he's like, it's not often like he was talking about this on the red carpet. Is like, even Japanese people love this show. Like the way it was done was beautifully executed.
Mhm.
And it's a period piece. It's correct. And it's just like, he was going on about, how much other countries love it. Oh yeah. This one was cool too. That I found was Fallout won an Emmy for best music supervision, which the music was really good in that Fallout, and the way they set it up at the end was amazing. Like that was underrated and underappreciated for what we got on Fallout.
The accuracy. I'm here with that. Human soup.
Yes.
Fallout, though, I kind of wish they had won some more too. It's tough though. It's a tough year.
Well, fuck. You had to compete with Shogun.
Yeah, this is tough. This is. I think it could have been any other year.
This was a tough year. But yeah, any other year, you're absolutely right. I'm not going to talk about the PS5 Pro. We all have our feelings there, and I'll hurt them all. We were talking about anime earlier. Voltron turned 40. I'm happy to say I'm older than Voltron, but fuck did I love some Voltron growing up. That was my go-to. And then when it disappeared, I was like pissed for weeks on end. That's like when they took Scooby-Doo off the air. Like I was literally hurt, like pissed about it.
My soul is crushed.
I know.
So
40.
October 7th is when The Boy and the Heron premieres. I said it right. Yeah. Not hitting my vein this time, heroin.
The heroin.
I had to really slow down and say that one the right way. So we got a new Venom trailer. And in that new Venom trailer, we got the Black King, the god of the symbiotes, Null. And now we're rumored that it's going to be
Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say Daryl Ditson, but thank you for the correct name.
Close.
Same person.
Yeah.
But he is rumored to be playing him. And I know a lot of people are posting that as truth. I have not posted it as truth because it's not come from an actual source that I will trust to get my news from. But as soon as it does, though, I got you, people. And we were talking about October / October 3rd. That first week of October is just a huge time for premieres. We also get Salem's Lot on October 3rd as well on Max.
That looks good.
And it looks fucking amazing.
I can't wait.
That one has me so excited. The moment I seen the trailer in the stills, I was like, I know what I'm doing October 3rd. And it should be celebrating my daughter's birthday. But I'll probably be doing some other stuff.
Well, I think that was one of the things that I think there was some speculation like, all right, we're going to redo Salem's Lot again.
Yeah. We don't talk about those other ones though.
But I don't mind when they do it because the effects get better. I don't know if there's going to be any tweaks to the story yet, but I
have not heard it has yet.
Better.
And normally Stephen King don't sign off on a whole lot of stuff if they're going to start making changes to his words. He's very picky about that kind of stuff. And Mac, I'm going to agree with you on that. That is a story that needs to be told on its own. Because Null is a presence in the comic book.
I'm excited about Venom.
Honestly, I kind of am too. Knowing that it's the last one I'm going to have to see on Sony is great. Because it's fucking Sony.
It's going to be bonkers. I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. I'm just going to be nuts.
Same.
Yes.
Wait. I liked all the Venom movies. I know there's a lot of people who are like, meh.
They're
like,
cheesy and they're
I
fun.
really like them a lot.
They're cheesy and fun, and that's what makes it worth the 2 hours you're going to commit to it. So, back into the anime. I like it, even though I don't like the person. Zack Snyder's Twilight of the Gods premieres the day after Agatha on Netflix. Now, I will say this, the trailer does look fun. It looks very reminiscent of Castlevania-esque as far as the animation style goes. So it does look fun. But at the same time, it's fucking Zack Snyder, and I'm going to have to wait for a Zack Snyder cut to actually see something good from it.
Yeah, I'm
'Cause
sure
it's
there's a Zack
fucking
Snyder
Zack
cut for
Snyder.
this.
Yeah,
5 hours long
per episode.
per episode.
I think my only hope is that Netflix usually hits the mark on their animated. I feel like they're careful with their animated properties. So I'm hoping, or maybe Zack Snyder is more hands off. Maybe he was more obsessed with Rebel Moon when this was made, and that's my hope.
Yeah.
You and me both. Okay, Black, you have our attention. Speaking of Agatha, please continue. You can't just leave us hanging, man. Maybe he's a slow typer.
Just leave
While
it
he's
as-
typing that out, we're going to hit the last one for the news, and that is Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs first was rumored of being made into a movie, I think feels like 2017 or 2018. And here we are, almost a fucking decade later, and the movie has finally wrapped. So there's that, Watch Dogs. Finally, we're going to get a live action movie. Don't know a whole lot about it. They've been very tight-lipped on it. Unless, Amanda, have you heard anything?
I have not myself. I have not myself, actually. I'm like, they have been pretty tight-lipped about it, but I'll see what I can find out.
I need react. Okay, so here, I was going to save this to the end, but since we're here, I'm going to invite Amanda and Jen and whoever else out there wants to come on, and we will do episodes. We will do the first 2 episodes, and we'll do a weekly or bi-weekly, because I know we get busy with life, reactions to each episode. Is the Pop Break planning to do that, Amanda, or?
I know we're doing the first 2 episodes. That'll
Okay.
be this week's. That'll be this week's.
Okay.
But I think we're kind of jumping around the schedule a little bit too. I know we're going to cover the first 2 episodes, and then I believe the last 2 episodes. But
Okay.
I'm not quite sure yet what we're doing in between.
We may do it in 2s then. Do the first 2, the next 2, and just do it every other week. And I'm going to try to hold myself to that and do it that way. But it does get hard. And my daughter is coming home, so for a couple of days I get to see her, so that will be cool. All right. Rumors. So the first one on the board. I don't know how I feel about this one, to be fair to everybody. And that is Josh Brolin reportedly playing Hal Jordan in Lanterns. I don't know how I feel about Josh Brolin being in another comic book role. And it is rumored. I know some people are posting it as like, oh no, it's happening. And it may very well be happening, but it hasn't come from a verified news source yet.
I'm hearing he didn't. I'm hearing he passed on the role.
Okay.
I think because I was looking into it too. I'm like, I thought I was seeing like mixed news on it.
Okay.
What I'm looking at right now is they're saying that it was rumored that Josh Brolin had been offered the role of Hal. Word has now come in that Brolin won't play Hal after all.
Okay, cool.
So maybe
Because I wasn't too keen on that.
Yeah, I can go from Thanos.
Well, no, he was before Thanos. He was Jeremiah Hetz, I think.
It's coming from Entertainment Weekly.
Yeah, but
comic book.
Yeah, well, comic book has a bad habit of posting rumors.
The
Yeah,
Hollywood Reporter and a few other.
he's got some Goonies too.
Right. Right.
But no, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Josh Brolin, but he's been all over. He played Thanos. He played Cable. Before either one of those, like I said, he was Jeremiah Hetz in a very horrible movie. It did Jeremiah Hetz no justice. He's one of my favorite comic book characters from that side of DC from the old Vertigo days. And then next up, we got Destin Daniel Cretton, the guy who produced Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings, is in talks to direct Spider-Man 4.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if it's been stamped yet, but they were looking at him to possibly direct Spider-Man 4, which I'm not mad at. That'd be cool. I liked Shang-Chi, but that's me.
Yeah, I mean, I like Shang-Chi. I thought it was a good film. That's right.
So
That's like
Goonies 2, I heard, was completely off the market now. Like they're not even trying. That is what I've heard.
Yeah, there's all this big hoopla about it, and then I can't remember where I was reading Google News, and it said no, it wasn't true.
Yeah.
So I think it was like Corey Feldman came on and like
it's fucking Corey Feldman though. Come on. I'm not going to
my biggest beef. I'm like, he's coming back. I'm like, his name's kind of been drugged through the mud a few times.
It's been drugged through more than mud at this point. No offense to him,
soup.
but
it got drugged through human soup. I'm like,
all right. So this one's fresh out of the mouth of John Leguizamo, and that is Ice Age 6 is about to be a thing. Which, for fuck's sake, stop milking the damn cow.
Or
we
the mammoth.
do not need it.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a good one.
Or the mammoth. I like that, Jen. I like that.
Thank you.
All right. That's it for the big rumors.
Yeah. I'm not here for it.
Yeah, neither am I. I haven't been here for it since part 2.
I'm like, it's not even the Ice Age anymore.
It's global warming has already happened.
I know.
Yeah. There's supposedly a big ass crack in the Arctic shelf.
Yeah.
The squirrel got his acorn. Like we had closure. Why are you gonna open it back up?
We did.
I'm more than happy to call it closed. But Amanda, what's coming up with you?
All right. Well, of course, as mentioned earlier, I'm the co-host of Socially Distanced Podcast, and that is the flagship I can talk today podcast of thepopbreak.com, and we're going to be covering, of course, the first 2 episodes of Agatha all along this week. So our episode will drop Thursday, and we've got lots of fun things planned over the rest of the year. So check us out again. We drop new episodes every week, and I'm also the co-host of our Anime Pop podcast as well. So yes, we did cover Terminator Zero. We touched base a little bit on Tomb Raider. It was a great discussion with our friends over with Media Lit Podcast and occasional Pop Break writer Randy Elaine and his co-host Chris Ingersoll. And that was a really fun discussion like it was here. I enjoyed it. That's one thing I love about anime is that you can have so many different discussions with different people
in many different directions.
So it makes the anime community a richer place and it gets more people to watch good anime. So check us out.
I'm a prime example.
Exactly. We got you.
Story.
Welcome to the anime community.
A real life success story, people.
Yes. So hopefully you keep with it. You find your gateway. And the same thing with my friend Randy. Randy had not watched any before. His co-host had. I was like, let's see. We're gonna try the same with Terminator Zero, see if this is a gateway. And he's like, I'm in, I'm here, let's go. What else can I watch? And so that's always the best part when new people come and join the anime community. So you can check those episodes out now on all. Well, our Anime Pop episode is out now. Mm-hmm. Our Socially Distanced one will drop this week on Thursday. So check those out on all streaming platforms. Of course, just follow the Pop Break on all platforms. We are pretty much on every social media platform. The only difference is we're at thepopbreak.com for YouTube. But check us out. We have content that goes up every day. It's up for the past 15 years, and it's the brainchild of my co-host for Socially Distanced, Bill Botkin, who has been here. Bill Botkin.
Bill Botkin.
Yes.
You have to put the in front
and he just had a great write-up as well and was posting lots of content on the See Her Now Fest. Yep. So check it out. So all that's out there. Of course, I'm at Mandalorian on Instagram and Threads. If you want to follow me, I am also at Resner's Chick on X because I'm obsessed with Nine Inch Nails. So there we go. Are we Nine Inch Nails friends?
Yes.
Okay. We're definitely have lots of conversations offline. I'm so excited.
It's a collective.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. When they drop their music festival one day, because Trent said it, I'm like, will I be there? Absolutely. Will I camp out there? I will be there.
Most likely.
I love
have
Trent,
a tent.
So. Yes, we'll have to be like tent neighbors. We could plan it. We'll figure it out. But yes, at ResuShick on X, and of course, I cosplay with my significant other, who is my short king,
Brandon.
Brandon Weiss, which he wrestled at RCW this weekend. So that is out on Title Match Network if y'all want to watch him wrestle. Of course, he's at Havoc 1775 on X and at Brandon Weiss Wrestling on all other platforms. But we couples cosplay. And we are
I believe
at
title
Brandon
match is $10.99 a month or $9.99 a month, something like that.
It is. It is. So definitely worth it
Great
if you want to watch.
independent wrestling.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Jeff.
I'm here to
Lots of
plug.
great shows, lots of great indie shows if you want to check them out.
And not just from Texas, but around the
all
world.
over. All over. It's amazing. It's amazing. So check it out. And again, at Brandalorian on Instagram as well if you want to check out our cosplay. But that's it.
Jen, what's coming up with the queens?
Gosh. Well, I am currently working on episode 30 of our Fallen Star RPG podcast. It's so that'll be dropping Friday morning, pretty much everywhere. Right now we're just kind of working on spooky season here at DFPN, so trying to cook up some episodes and getting some fellow horror enthusiasts involved. So I'm super excited. That is my season, y'all. If y'all don't know that, it's my season. I love
do know
horror
that.
movies.
I do know that.
Yeah, I can't help it. This happens. But yeah, that's all I got coming from the queens right now.
Ooh, you forgot the most important thing, Jen.
What's that?
We are co-hosting Game Night 28 September.
That's right. You know, that last game night was wild.
It got off the rails.
It did.
Like,
you know,
way off the rails.
we so game night's actually funny story is our buddy Kately used to do a Linky game night every now and then, and I
On
told him, you know,
Patreon.
yeah, and I told him how much fun that was and how we should like totally just like expand upon that. And you know what? It is so much fun to just interact with everybody from Facebook and everybody that tunes into our shows. And it is just an absolute blast.
And it's not just like from the smoke pit. It's like USDN people,
it's
Queens
everybody.
people. It's everybody. And it's,
yeah.
I think that was the biggest one we done last month, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And it's
So hopefully this follow on will be bigger.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Come on, you know, you get to win free merch, answering, you know, any trivia questions, and we try to get more different trivia topics. I think we've been doing a lot of music. We've got, you know,
we had 90s R&B and hip hop last time.
Yeah, and then we had some people request some different genres, and then we got some.
They were doing spooky stuff coming up, right?
Yeah, I actually went and got a some horror movie trivia cards that I ordered, so I'm really excited to do those. but yeah, it's gonna be great, and yeah, we have a lot of people that are donating actually things to give away.
That was my next plug.
Our merchant, yeah, go ahead.
Bubba John has graciously donated some signed wrestling merch for giveaways during game night. So shout out to Bubba John, bro. We love you to death, man. You are a fan of all our podcasts. You interact on a daily basis with us, and we love that shit, dude. We appreciate you.
I think Drew Moss donated some sketches that he did last time, right?
No, it's not sketches. I have Thundercats.
Nice.
Signed issues of Thundercats. I have 2 more. I gave away the Darkwing Duck last week. Mac, aka your boy, won that. And I still have two variants of Thundercats that I will be donating to the next one, both signed by Drew, that I'm willing to part with. I have other signed stuff that I'm not so much willing to part with, but I will have 2 signed Thundercats.
You treasure dragon, I see you.
I have a lot of signed stuff and boxes. I'm keeping because that's how I intend to maybe pay off my my daughter's college. Shit, someday maybe. I don't know.
You just bury it with me. Bury it with me. It's going
Yeah.
with me.
When
Like
I go into the box to be burned to ashes, just throw all that shit into.
It's my stuff.
So I told Brandon, I was like, if it's autographed to me, you can just bury me with it. It's fine. Viking funeral, just straight up, just set me a
Do the arrow.
Exactly. Set me afloat on the little raft with like all my
Exactly.
signed pops.
I want to go Darth Vader style. Damn it! Build me a box, put me on top of the box, and then set me on fire.
I was like, do we have to? So you're trying to get someone to drag you to the ship because he kind of just got left there,
No, not that cruel. I just want the big pyramid burned on.
Okay.
Make it cool. Play, Revenge of the Sith or something, or the Imperial March. Give me something cool.
We'll have to reenact the lightsaber battle.
Yes, that's a must. I must have lightsabers, the whole 9. Do it up Star Wars style. That's all I ask. And then, like Jen said, the entire month. I don't know how many shows we're doing next month, but we're doing an entire month dedicated to all the spooky shit you want
Spooky.
and can handle. So there's that. I've been lazy lately, so I have 2 episodes dropping back to back now. They're already in the system. They're releasing one's releasing this Wednesday. One's releasing the following Wednesday, and then this episode will release the following Wednesday. I do apologize to everybody for being late and lazy. That's on me. I'm working on it. Yeah, that's what I got. Do y'all have anything else?
It's just great to be here. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
I agree with both of those statements. So with that, thanks everybody for tuning in to my 18th episode, because I have lost count. I think this is episode actually 21 or 22, maybe 23. We're somewhere in there. Watch out for the page for upcoming news, upcoming shows. A big thanks to Amanda for stopping by and for Jen for stopping by from the Queens. A big thank you to the DFPN, as always, for giving me a platform. As always, we want your feedback. So, you can drop that in the notes below and let us know what you think. Hit the like, subscribe, share. On behalf of myself, the chairman, and the Council of Nerds, this podcast is USDN approved.
It's a trap!